Over the past year and a half, I've been making videos about decluttering, frugal habits, and of course, minimalism. If you've been watching my videos for a little while now, you might know a little bit about how I like to live my version of minimalism. I never wanted to come off as someone who seems to have it all figured out and promises life-changing results just by adopting a minimalist lifestyle. I wanted to make a video on how minimalism guided and is still guiding me toward some of my goals, and how I just use it as a method to fuel exactly what it is I love doing. This is what minimalism looks like for me. But first, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here we talk about minimalism and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and consider subscribing. Let's get started. When I first got into minimalism, I feel like I may have went about it wrong. I had this idea that if I decluttered a lot of what I had and copied what other minimalists are doing, I'd be successful or productive as a result. And it turns out that wasn't necessarily the case. Minimalism is a tool. Something I can use alongside other habits that I can benefit from. I feel like I may have said this before, but I want to mention it again. Minimalism works best when it's utilized alongside something that I like doing. When I started viewing this as a way to stay focused on whatever it is I want to do and being productive is when I found the most value. Minimalism alone doesn't really help much when there isn't a goal. At least it didn't for me. It's only when I started to complement things that I already did with minimalism did I become more productive and even better at it. Things like filmmaking, exercising, and budgeting. Because minimalism isn't really something you pick up and do for an afternoon, it's something I implemented alongside the rest of my life.
So it just rained here, and every so often the sun just like pokes through the rain clouds and it turns this like beautiful golden brown pink color. And I couldn't really get any good footage of it, so I'm pretty bummed, but I needed to talk about it. And now it's starting to rain again, so I'm just gonna enjoy that. Thanks for listening.
It means freedom from comparison. And this is particularly true when I'm talking about digital minimalism. In the time that I've been making videos here on YouTube, I flipped back and forth a couple times between having an Instagram and not having an Instagram. And I'm currently not on Instagram. And after having flipped back and forth a few times, I can definitely say with confidence that I'm more content just without it. And that's for a few reasons. It's an incredibly easy way to waste time, but it's also really easy to compare myself to how others are doing. And comparison, for me at least, really is the thief of joy. And maybe it's my own problem and I shouldn't concern myself with how others are doing, but when it's being put in your face on social media, sometimes I can't really help it. I don't have FOMO or fear of missing out anymore either. I'm just focused on whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm working towards. And I don't have that underlying feeling that I'm in a race against anyone. And it's how I'm becoming a better version of myself. This might sound like a fairly broad statement, so let me explain. At the very beginning of this journey, I was influenced quite easily by whoever I was around or whoever I was watching the most at the time. I've always sort of been like this, easily inspired by whatever I saw. And while it sounds like it might be a good thing, I don't always think that's the case. I really had no sense of direction and was dipping my feet a little bit into everything rather than committing to anything with a headfirst dive. Something that the minimalists themselves actually said is, consume less, create more. And that pretty much sums it up. I have a lot less interest in consuming material and more interest in doing and creating more. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. For those of you who have been around here for a while, it's really starting to feel like a new chapter here on this channel. One where we start to talk about things outside of minimalism, as well as revisit it from time to time. And I really hope you decide to stick around for whatever content I decide to start posting here, because I'm quite excited about it. Anyways, I appreciate the time you spend here on this channel, and I appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy this video, and you do like this type of content, be sure to like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.